We've been talking about what it was like to both live in the city during the time of the Baseline Killer and also be a journalist covering the story. Obviously, just living in this town, we work in an area that was pretty close to what was considered the target crime zone. So it was a concern for all of us working here when we'd run errands or when we go home at night. So just as a member of this community, the amount of fear and the intensity that you could just feel in the air when you would be out anywhere where the Baseline Killer was attacking people. Also, we worked really closely with police during this time to cover the story, and one of the big things was the inside information that we would get, that we would really have to weigh the public's right to know versus what kind of safety concern this was. So there was a lot of information we knew about from police, but we couldn't necessarily report because it would cause problems for their investigation, and we were working so closely with them. We have an afternoon meeting every day at around 2 o'clock, and we go over some of the story ideas and talk about things happening and get updates on the latest stories that we're covering. And obviously, during that time, we talk about the Baseline Killer each day. And at a certain point, I decided just to stop going to those afternoon meetings because there was so much conversation about the Baseline Killer on air that I wanted to make sure that I revealed all the information I knew, and I didn't want to be privy to too much information that I then couldn't reveal to viewers. I think one of the most interesting things, though, learning in all of this was that they identified that the Baseline Killer was probably a relatively decent or normal looking person, not sort of a person that someone would identify as spooky, because this Baseline Killer was able to get close enough to its victims. And the police had told us if he was spooky or scary in any way, looks wise, people would probably be a little more standoffish when he approached them, and he wouldn't have been able to commit his crimes. That was just one of the interesting tidbits that I remember about all of it. In working so close with police, there were many nights that we thought we were getting close to an arrest, and we would kind of hang out in the newsroom and stick around here at night, hoping that they were hot on the trail. But one of the nights it did pay off. Christopher Stein and I were staying here late based on information from police that they were getting close, and they did make an arrest. And Christopher and I were on the air, I want to say it was around midnight that night, the only station that was still here bringing you the information on what was happening on the latest arrest. So a pretty intense time, pretty challenging time, but overall just a scary, intense time in the Valley, both to live here and as a journalist covering it.